Okay, very good morning to one and all. What is strength of our class?
Sir, it's around 60, 63, 4, somewhere like that.
Okay. I think we should start because it's 9:36. At the end of this lecture, we'll have attendance and then and only then leave this meeting. Okay.
Okay, sir, just to put forward one point that there could be less number of students because there are some students who have JE mains today, so they'll be giving their exams. They won't be attending the class right now.
Okay. It's all right. What was the strength for last lecture?
Sir, it was 70, but there were two batches combined, Division 1 and Division 2 combined.
Oh, all right. I think we should start now. We'll see. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I hope you are with a notebook and pen. Uh, is this PDF visible? Is this presentation visible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll start with our first module. Last time we discussed our course structure, then marks distribution, and we explore not much that Scilab software. We'll explore it in due course of time. I hope some of you have tried it either on online or you have installed it on your desktop. Okay, it's good to explore it because uh, in say third year or second year you are going to deal with MATLAB, and MATLAB and Scilab goes hand in hand. So try to explore it from beginning itself so that there won't be any problem in future. All right. So to begin with, our first module is theory of matrices, and at the end of this module or unit, we'll have some applications of matrices that you have not seen. All right. So definition is in front of you.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, there is a boy who is not able to attend the lecture. Can you
Okay.
allow him to enter the lecture?
But there is no one in waiting room.
Sir, he has asked in the WhatsApp group of us to allow him to. I am just forwarding his message. I've asked him to request again. He would be like,
Ha. Yeah. Tell him to request again. He has joined or not?
Sir, he is sending the request.
Okay. Okay. So by the time we'll look at definition of matrix. So this definition is already familiar to you. It is an arrangement of numbers in array, and it's array of m rows. Okay, you can see there are entries like a11, a12, a1n. This first suffix denotes number of rows, and this second suffix denotes number of column. Okay. So a11, a12, a1n, then second will be a21, a22, a2n, and m row will be am1, am2, am3, and so on, amn. Okay, where m denotes number of rows in A, and n denotes number of column in A. So it is represented as A suffix m cross n, where m cross n is size of that matrix. Okay, and there is other notation. A is equal to elements aij, where I is ith row and j is jth column. Okay, and it is matrix of size m cross n. I hope definition is clear, because it's just a repetition, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So second is types of matrices. So again, this is a repetition. So you can look at this diagram or flow chart. So matrix classification is based on its order and then elements. Okay, so based on order means a square matrix. So in square matrix, can you tell me what is difference between square matrix and rectangular matrix?
So the mn rows are same in a square matrix, and the rectangular we have different ratio of m and n.
Right, right. So in square matrix, number of rows equal to number of columns, and in rectangular matrix, m and n are different. All right. And based on elements, there is only one, that is null matrix. If all entries are zero, then that matrix is called as null matrix. So you can see that under square matrix, there is diagonal matrix. Okay, that means you have diagonal entries only, and other non-diagonal entries are zero. Okay, now if those diagonal entries are same, like at a diagonal you have a, then that matrix is called as scalar matrix. I repeat, if at diagonal, if matrix is square matrix and diagonal entries are same, then that matrix is called as scalar matrix, and one of its type is unit matrix, meaning hereby your diagonal entries are 1 1 1, isn't it? Is this flowchart clear? Diagonal matrix, then all
Yes, sir.
diagonal entries are same, and
Yes,
then
sir.
matrix entry at diagonals are 1 1 1. So that matrix is unit matrix. Then second, you can see it here, symmetric matrix and skew symmetric matrix. So can anyone tell me definition of symmetric matrix?
Sir, whether Aij is equal to Aji,
Right,
and
right.
A where I is equal to J is like nothing matters there because it's different.
Okay, okay. Good, good. And what about skew symmetric matrix? Anybody?
Sir, Aij equals Aji.
I'm asking
Negative
about,
Aji.
okay, minus of AJI, right? And what about diagonal entries of skew symmetric matrix?
So there's 0.
Right, good. Can anybody tell me why those diagonal entries of skew symmetric matrix are 0?
Because if x is equal to minus x, then 2x will be 0. So x has to be 0.
Is that clear to everybody? Is this clear to everybody? The diagonal entries of skew symmetric
Yes, sir.
matrix is
Yes, sir.
are 0 because look at definition, Aij equal to minus of Aji. Okay. Now at diagonal, Ij are same. Okay. So it can be II. So Aii equal to minus Aii. You can take that minus Aii to left hand side. So it will become 2Aii equal to 0. So that implies Aii equal to 0. All right. So other definition is A equal to A transpose, that is also called as symmetric matrix. Of course, it has to be square matrix. And A equal to minus of A transpose is called as skew symmetric matrix. So I have enlisted some types here. So let us quickly go through it. Rectangular, it's a n cross p matrix where n and p are different, they are not same. So here you can see 2 by 3 matrix as an example. Then column vector, so n cross 1, there is only one column and n rows. So here and here it is 1 4. Then row vector, there is single row, so 1 cross p. Then scalar matrix of size 1 cross 1, it is single one. Then square matrix n cross n, that we discussed. Symmetric matrix Aij equal to minus Aji. Diagonal matrix, diagonal entries, non-diagonal entries are 0. Okay, you can see it here, 1 and 5. Other entries are 0. Identity matrix, it is again a square matrix, and at a diagonal there are unit entry. Okay, 1 1 entry. Then upper or lower triangular matrix. Can anybody tell me upper triangular matrix?
The lower one are zeros.
The entries, please say it properly. Entries.
Below the diagonal, all the elements are 0 in lower triangular, and up above the diagonal, all the elements are 0 for the upper triangle. Upper triangle.
Is it correct? Can anybody correct him?
It is just the other way around.
Right.
Sorry, upper triangular, the elements which are below the diagonal are 0.
Right, right, right. In upper triangular matrix,
And in lower triangular, the elements which are above the diagonal, they are 0.
right, right, right. Okay. See, you can see it here, upper oblique lower, then it is below oblique above. Okay, so it is mentioned here. For upper triangular matrix, entries below the diagonal are 0. For lower triangular matrix, entries above the diagonal are 0. Okay, so then unit vector, entries are 1 1. Unit matrix, all entries are 1 1 1. Then zero matrix, all entries are 0, that is null matrix. Okay. So here are some operations. Any doubt in first two slides?
No, sir.
बाकी लोग? Any doubt in first
No,
two
sir.
slides?
No, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So here are some operations on matrices that you already know. So you can add and subtract two matrices of same size. Okay, you can add two matrices of same size. You can see it here. So A, D, G, B, E, H, and so on. And there is second matrix of size 3 by 3. Then you can add them. And how do you do the addition? Addition is element wise. Okay. So A11 is added to B11. A12 is added to B12 and so on. Okay. And same is subtraction. So if you replace this plus sign by subtraction or minus, then you will have entries as A minus J, D minus M, G minus P, and so on. Okay. So then when two matrices are equal?
When all the corresponding elements are the same.
Okay. So two matrices are equal if and only if the corresponding entries are equal. Okay. I mean hereby, if you have matrix A and matrix B of same size, then they are equal if and only if A11 equal to B11, A12 equal to B12, and so on. Okay, all entries has to be same. So you can see it here in example 5 0 minus 4 by 4 and 3 by 4. It's same as 5 0 and minus 1 0.75. Okay, because 3 by 4 is 0.75, whereas this second example, these two matrices are not equal. Minus 2 6 0 minus 3 is not equal to minus 2 6 3 minus 2, because these two entries are different. A21 and A22 is not equal to B21 B22. Okay, so then we can multiply by a scalar to a matrix. And how is that scalar multiplication? You multiply by scalar to each entry of that matrix. Okay, you can see it here. If X is a scalar and ABCD is matrix, then you can multiply by scalar, and that operation is multiplication to each element of that matrix. So AX, BX, CX, and DX. You can see it here. Okay, and multiplication of two matrices. Of course, it has to be compatible. That means number of columns of first matrix equal to number of rows of second matrix. Then and only then you can do multiplication. I repeat, of course, all of you know this. So number of columns of first matrix equal to number of rows of second matrix, then and only then that matrix multiplication is defined. Yes, yes.
Sir, can you zoom it?
Okay. Is this visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, some more zoom.
Is that fine now?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay. Fine. So we were in definition of matrix multiplication. So you can see it here. My first matrix is A11, A12, A13, A14, having 4 columns and 2 rows. So, and second matrix is of size 4 cross 3. So resulting multiplication will be of size 2 cross 3. Okay. So 2 cross 3. And how is the multiplication? Multiply first row to first column of second matrix, and that multiplication A11 into B11 plus A12 into B21 plus A13 into B31, A14 into B41. Okay, likewise. So this is how you can multiply. In doubt in multiplication?
No, sir.
Yeah,
No, sir.
it's just a repetition. Right. Then some important remarks I want to make. First one is, in general, matrix multiplication is not commutative. Okay. AB is not equal to BA. All right. So, by the way, in which case this will be true? Anybody?
Null.
Okay. If one of them is null matrix, then it will be true. Any
For
other choice? Yeah, yeah.
square of a matrix,
Okay. Square of a matrix means B is same as A.
yeah.
Okay, okay, right. That will be one particular case. If B is same as
Also,
A, then A square will be A square.
also when you multiply a matrix by its inverse, you get ident. No, 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 no.
Any other choices? My question is, are there matrices where AB is equal to BA?
So you can
Particular.
multiply one by the unit matrix.
Okay, so B is one unit matrix.
Hmm.
Any other?
Symmetric matrices.
Are you sure? I don't think.
null matrix. Null matrix.
Yeah, in case of null matrix, it will be true. What about scalar matrices? If A and B both are scalar matrices, will that multiplication same?
Sir,
Yeah.
the condition should be there.
Which condition?
Sir, A is equals to B and that scalar product should be same. Then we can.
Okay. I hope you are in position to write. So my matrix A is diagonally 5, 5, 5, and all other entries are 0. Okay. And my matrix B is diagonally 2, 2, 2. And they are square matrices of say same size. You can take that 3 by 3. Okay. I said my matrix A is 5, 5, 5 at diagonal, and all other entries are 0. And matrix B is 2, 2, 2 at diagonal, and all other entries are 0. So now what is AB? Product AB? Can you tell me? Anybody?
Diagonal 10, 10, 10.
Diagonally 10, 10, 10. Okay. And what about product BA?
The same.
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 Okay. So in case of scalar matrices, this matrix multiplication is commutative. Okay, if A and B matrices are scalar matrices, then that matrix multiplication is commutative. Okay, this is just repetition.
So,
Please, yes, yes,
so also if B is equal to A inverse, would it be equal?
yes, because
Commutative.
that will be identity matrix.
Identity. Yeah.
In that case, also it will be true because identity will be same as this side. I mean, A inverse is same as A inverse A, and that is equal to identity.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Second point is, if you have two matrices having multiplication as a 0, okay, see this 0 is not scalar 0, huh? This 0 is 0 matrix. Does it necessarily imply that one of them is 0?
No, sir.
Okay, you can find out two matrices which are non-zero matrices, but their product is null matrix. Okay, so one exercise at this point I want to give, that try to find out two matrices A and B whose product is 0, but matrices A and B are not 0. Okay, second, if A multiplied by B equal to AC, does it necessarily imply B equal to C? Please,
No, sir.
yeah, please be with me so that.
No, sir.
Okay. Any specific reason?
Sir, after we multiply a row with a column, the number which is represented at the top of the at the place which we have represented by the multiplication is dependent on the addition of the products that we obtain from the column row
Okay,
multiplication.
okay, I got it. Okay, my second question is, when will this be true? AB equal to AC, then B equal to C.
If
Identity matrix.
both B or C are null matrices, or A or either they both A is a unit matrix and B and C are same, that's at that point it can be.
Sir, or identity matrix too.
Okay, A is identity matrix, then it is true. Any other point anybody wants to make? Any smart thinking?
Matrix multiplication, we cannot just cancel A and A on both sides.
So yes, my question is, in which case it will be true? So I have got two answers, that A is a unit matrix, then it will be true, or one of them is null, then also it will be true. Do you have any smart answer?
Sir, the product AB might be a null matrix, and the product AC also a null matrix.
Okay. Anybody? What if A is invertible matrix? If A is non-singular matrix, then is it possible that B equal to C?
Sir, can you repeat?
If A is invertible or A is non-singular matrix, then B equal to C. Is this statement correct? Please respond. There is no punishment for your response. Please respond. Do share whatever you are thinking.
Sir, can you repeat once more? Actually, when you repeated, the voice was not clearly audible to me.
Okay. My point is, if A is invertible matrix, then B equal to C. Okay.
Sir,
Is this correct?
sir, you said it will be invertible, then it will be A inverse. Then A inverse will exist. So in that case, AB equals to AC will be there, sir. If A inverse is there.
Okay. So please note down the point that if A is invertible, then I can multiply both sides by A inverse. So A inverse into A will be identity. So identity into B is B. Then again A inverse into A is identity here. So identity into C is C. So if A is invertible, then B equal to C. Please make this point. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the fourth point is distributive law holds true. So that is A multiplied by B plus C, then AB plus AC are same. So if you calculate this side, it will be same as this. Then again, if you do addition and then multiplication, so A plus B multiplied by C, and if you do this two calculation, AC plus BC, then again it will be same. Okay. Then these laws of indices, A raised to M raised to N is same as A raised to Mn. Okay. Then A raised to M into A raised to N is A raised to M plus N. That again most of you know. Then A transpose ka transpose is same as A. All right. This is easy to prove. Then A into B transpose is same as B transpose into A transpose. This dash stands for transpose. Then A plus B transpose equal to A transpose plus B transpose. A into B inverse is same as B inverse into A inverse. Then determinant of product, that is determinant of AB, is product of the determinant, that is determinant A into determinant B. All right. Any doubt here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Fine. So we'll go ahead. So next is elementary operation that one can do on a matrix. So obviously you know that you can interchange two rows. Okay. So row I and row J you can interchange, and the notation which we are going to follow is Ri double-headed arrow Rj. Okay. Then you can multiply by a scalar to a row or a column. Okay. So here you can see SRI, I mean multiply Ri by a scalar S. Then add S times row I to row J. So SRI plus Rj. Then column operation you can do you can interchange two columns. You can multiply by a scalar to a column. Then you can multiply by a scalar to a column, and you can add it to another column. So SCI plus CJ. Okay, so you are aware of this, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this operation one can do on a matrix. So here we come to the first topic, one can say, of linear algebra and differential calculus. Any doubt in preliminaries?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
All right. All right. Fine. So I hope you are writing some of the points, not everything, but you should write some points out of this. So give a title that first definition of rank of a matrix. So I have not mentioned what is rank of a matrix. What does that mean exactly? Even if there is a definition, but yes.
Sir, can you show the previous slide? Actually, by mistakenly, I have left the group. Actually, I was.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir, you can forward. I have taken the screenshot.
Yeah. Okay. So what I was saying is, I have mentioned the definition or mathematical definition of rank of a matrix, but what is the significance of that rank of a matrix, that is not mentioned here. So rank of a matrix means number of linearly independent rows or columns in matrix. Okay, please write down number of linearly independent rows or columns in a matrix is called as rank of a matrix. I repeat one more time. Number of linearly independent rows or columns in a matrix is called as rank of a matrix. Now, obvious question is, what do you mean by linearly independent rows? Okay, can anybody tell me what do you understood by that word? Linearly independent rows. Please be interactive so that
Sir, I didn't understand the rank of a matrix as a topic.
I have not started with this definition. I am giving you significance or idea about what is rank. Okay, what exactly we are going to do in a rank. Okay, I'll come to this. Yeah, I'll
Okay, sir.
come to this point. What I said is rank of a matrix is number of linearly independent rows or columns in that matrix. Okay. Now question is, what do you mean by linearly independent rows? That I ask you. Do you have any idea? If you have row 1, so in our case 1, 2, 3 is first row and second row R2 is 2, 4, 6. Okay. Now I am saying that these two rows are linearly dependent. Okay. So can you tell me what do I mean by that?
So does it mean that the determinant is not equal to 0?
See, I'm talking about rows only. Okay. So when I'm talking about rows, we can't talk about determinant. I'm saying that row 1, that is 1, 2, 3, is linearly dependent on 2, 4, 6, second row.
So the second row can be obtained by multiplying the first row by the same scalar.
Right.
So it will be linearly dependent on the first row.
Good, good, good. See,
and sir, it is the same with third row and
yes,
on the
yes.
first row we can multiply.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll explain one more time. Linearly dependent means if you have one row, say R1, and second row, say R2. Now these two rows are linearly dependent, means second row is obtained by first by multiplying some scalar. Okay, so that is called as linearly dependent. Okay, and if such scalar does not exist, then those two rows are linearly independent. There does not exist any scalar such that one row is scalar multiple of other, then those two row vectors are linearly independent. That is the significance of rank of a matrix. Okay, so
Sir,
in
can
this
I ask you a
example,
doubt?
yes.
Sir, what is the difference between linearly independent and non-linearly independent?
There is no concept of non-linear in say vector.
So, but sir, if it is independent, then the factor of being linear is also not applicable, no sir? If we are not multiplying the first row with any particular constant and not getting the other rows, then how do we know that it is independent?
See, we are going to take definition of linear dependence in later stage, but the order or the degree which we are going to consider is degree 1 equation, meaning hereby 1 into x plus 2 into y plus 3 into z. Okay, so x ka degree 1, y ka degree 1, z ka degree 1, and that is meaning of linear dependent or linear independent. Okay, linear means linear in some variable. Okay, it has degree 1. Is that fine? We are not going to consider 1 into x square plus 2 into y square and 3 into z cube. Okay, and those equations are called as non-linear.
Okay, sir, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what I was saying is, two row vector are linearly dependent if one can be obtained from other by multiplying some scalar. Okay, so let us apply my definition to this matrix. So you can see that first row is 1 2 3, second row is 2 4 6, third row is 3 6 9. Okay, now if I multiply by 2 to first row, what I will get is 2 4 6, and if I multiply by 3 to first row, I'll get 3 6 and 9, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So according to my definition, how many
Yes,
vectors
sir.
are there which are linearly independent?
So I cannot understand what are you trying to say, sir.
Sorry. Will you please repeat?
Sir, I didn't understand. How many vectors mean, sir?
Okay. See, first of all, you write down definition of rank of matrix, which I discuss. It is equal to number of linearly independent row vectors or column vectors. Okay. Total number of linearly independent row vectors of a or column vectors of a matrix. Okay, that is meaning of rank of matrix. Okay, now let us understand the definition from this matrix. Okay, so 1 2 3 2 4 6 3 6 9. So can you tell me number of linearly independent row vector?
1.
Yes, good.
So
Because
1.
I can obtain this second row and third row from first row. So these two are dependent. Okay, so only one row is independent. That is 1 2 3. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. I got it, sir.
But sir,
Yes, sir.
can it be a column also?
Yes, sir.
Linearly independent row vectors oblique or column vectors.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you can see that only one column is linearly independent because this second column is dependent on first and this third also dependent on first. Okay, you can get these two columns from first itself. Okay, is that meaning clear? Now let us go to actual definition from book. Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if linearly independent vectors in row and column are different, then what to consider?
Then consider determinant. Okay, see, if one row is scalar multiple of other, then by default this determinant is 0. Okay, that is property of determinant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if you take determinant of this matrix, you will get 0, and by observation you can see that these two rows or two columns are multiple of first, and then you can declare its rank as 1. Okay, now if you have one more matrix of size 3, you take its determinant, and if that determinant is non-zero, then all row vectors or column vectors are independent of each other. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
in that case determinant will be non-zero. And can you tell me what will be rank in that case?
Rank will be not 1.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my point is, if determinant is non-zero and you have 3 by 3 matrix, then what can you say about its rank?
Rank maybe 2 or 3.
Maybe 2. Why maybe 2? See, rank 2 means what?
There are 2 linearly independent rows or columns.
But one is dependent. Okay.
Yeah.
Then if one row is dependent, then determinant will be 0 by property of determinant, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So can you correct yourself?
So
3.
actually,
Point
The rank
is,
will be 3.
yes, if determinant of a matrix is non-zero, then rank will be 3 if that matrix is of size 3 by 3, because
okay, sir. Now I get it.
yeah, all row vectors or column vectors are linearly independent. There does not exist any scalar by which you will get rows or columns from one another. Is that fine?
Yes, sir. I get it now. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So let us go to the definition, but it's 1023. You can just note down this definition in 2 minutes, and next time we'll take this definition. Anybody understood this definition? Whatever is there on screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm talking about this definition. The matrix is said to be of rank R if there is these two condition has to be satisfied. At
Sir,
least
can you
one. Sorry, you are not audible. Will you
Sir,
please?
can you explain second condition, every minor of order?
Okay. So, what is minor of 1?
Sir, not that. Every minor of order r plus 1 is equals to 0. That condition.
Okay. See, thing is, you start with r equal to 1. Okay. So, at least one minor of order 1 is not equal to 0. Okay. So, what are minors of order 1? You can consider single entries.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And second condition is every minor of order 1 plus 1 has to be 0. If these two conditions are satisfied by that r, then that r is rank. So let us start with r is equal to 1. Okay. I'm going to explain this definition next time also. But for time being, let us take r equal to 1. Okay. So every minor of order 1 should be at least one minor of order 1 should be non-zero. Is it there in this matrix?
Yes, sir.
Okay, every entry is non-zero. Now, what about order of minor of order 2? Is it 0? What is minor of order 2? You consider 2 by 2 sub matrices.
No, yes, it is 0.
Yes. Minor
Yes.
of order 2 means consider 2 by 2 sub matrices out of this and check its determinant.
Sir, anyone?
Yeah. So you can consider say 1, 2, 2, 4. What is its determinant?
0.
Sir, 0 only.
Okay. See, look at this every word. Huh? In some cases, आपको
Yes, sir. Yes.
एक मिल जाएगा 0, but you need to check all others. Okay. Consider this 2, 3, 4, 6. What is its determinant?
0.
0. And you can check for every sub matrix of size 2. Its determinant is 0. So you can declare that R is equal to 1 is the rank. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, we'll stop here. Please do not leave. Let me take down your roll numbers for attendance. Any doubts so far?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, can you send the books?
Yes, sir. Please send the PPT on the group because most of them have gone for the exam, and we also require some to refer it for writing the notes that you have taught the student.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll share it. Don't worry. So can I stop sharing now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So there are 37, that means 36 participants.